tulong ng mga guro at manunulat ng panitikang Pilipino, halina't tuklasin ang yaman ng ating panitikan, ang pamana ng ating lahi. Ito ang Sari-Sari, tuwing Miyerkules, 11:00 ng umaga, dito sa Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Are you feeling sore? We can make that better. Tune in to the Ateneo Senior High School's first radio program, SOAR, the Seniors On Air Radio. Don't change that channel yet, because SOAR is ready to put the you in you. SOAR, Seniors On Air, here on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Get your daily dose of inspiration through our music. Follow jescom.ph on Spotify and jescom Music on YouTube.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
If it's entertainment you crave,
catch us on
New Wave, surfing through the latest on our shores.
Every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m.
See you there!
Follow at Radyo Katipunan in our social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter. Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Sabi nila, life is like a cup of coffee. Pwedeng sweet at puno ng flavor, pero madalas matapang and will hit you hard. But in the end, you enjoy it depending on how you make or take it. So choose your own brew. Take a break and savor life in its rich aroma. Samahan niyo kami, dahil a cup of life is best enjoyed with friends. Welcome to the Parable Cafe. Brewing inspiration, one cup of story at a time. Every Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. only on Radio Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Akong bahala sa iyo.
Get your daily dose of inspiration through our music. Follow jescom.ph on Spotify and jescom Music in YouTube.
Good morning, Ateneo. Start your day right with your morning wake-up call. Good morning, Ateneo. Energize your day with the lively, funny, and lovely tandem of Mir de los Santos and Ariel Dicción. Catch the latest news and stories around the campus. Good morning, Ateneo. Your daily dose of radio chikahan, tawanan, kantahan, and kwentuhan. Every morning, only here on the voice of the Blue Eagle, Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Good morning, Ateneo. Mornings have never been this good. Radyo Katipunan is now online. See our live feed on facebook.com/Radyo Katipunan. Check out our Instagram and our Twitter at Radyo Katipunan and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Radyo Katipunan FM for more exclusive content.
To open our eyes and ears that we may see the face of Christ and hear His voice in our midst. For 28 years, Jesuit Communications has been promoting the Catholic faith and serving the nation through both traditional and new media. Hear us tackle national issues in light of Christian values on Usapang Kapatid, Pasakalye, and Radio Veritas. Watch our uplifting reflections on Kapet Pandasal and The Word Exposed, as well as our acclaimed TV specials. Listen to the inspiring and soothing music of Jesuit Music Ministry's original artists as you read our spiritually enriching books. To learn more about jescom's mission of evangelization and education, follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and our website, jescom.ph. To give a face to the faceless and a voice to the voiceless, that we may recognize Christ in them and hear His story in theirs. Jescom Music Ministry, your daily dose of inspiration. Follow jescom.ph on Spotify and jescom music on YouTube. We are also on iTunes and Deezer.
Join Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle as he delivers to us the preachings of the Sunday's Gospel that's awe-inspiring yet easy to understand and appreciate. Let us all listen to the Word of God here on The Word Exposed on Air, only on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Radyo Katipunan. News, insights, inspiration. Radyo Katipunan. Down from the hill and down to the world. Radyo Katipunan. The voice of the Blue Eagle.
Radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, radyo, Katipunan. Voice of the Blue Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay at tenista, sa loob sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng kwela. Radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, Katipunero, sugod, todo sa kayon, tulong at tulong. Lipat na Blue Eagle, galing giting nagigil. Blue and white, one big fight. Radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan.
Radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan. Voice of the Blue Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay at tenista, sa loob sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng kwela. Radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, Katipunero, sugod, todo sa kayod, tulong at tulong. Lipat na Blue Eagle, galing giting at tigil. Blue and white, one big fight. Radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, radyo, Katipunan.
Mga Katipuneros, it's time to level up! Your talk variety program showcasing the best in media and other fields. As we feature the most loved personalities and the best practices of what we truly refer to as Magis. Together with multi-awarded multimedia guru Mr. Noel Ferrer, let's all level up every Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. here on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
All good already, all the best. Undeniably, whether we like it or not, COVID cases in the country is again on the rise. And you know it when it gets nearer to you, when our family members, friends, loved ones are affected by it. So today on Level Up, we talk about the recent COVID cases experienced by people really close to us. First up, my good friend, I've always been in his team. So forever team Hans Montenegro. How are you, my friend? Hans, kumusta ka?
Hi, good morning, Noel. How are you?
Hello, how are you, my friend?
Still recovering. I think I'm on day 8 of my COVID experience.
So day
It
8
was
now.
not,
Day 8 now.
hindi siya mild.
Oo nga eh. How is it? How did you get it, kapatid?
We went to a youth camp in Pangasinan about 2 weeks ago. Several other kids were there, and then on the last day there was an amazing race event. Na medyo both kids and parents were participating. So umulan, outdoor siya. So nabasa kami lahat. I think that's what lowered our lowered our resistance to begin with.
Pero kapatid, hindi ba wala ng problema sa vaccination, or kasi kayo okay kayo boosted, yun ba sa kids vaccinated, doon ba nagkaroon ng problema, or saan kaya possibly nakuha yun?
No, I'm vaxxed. The kids are not. They were still too young for the threshold. Hindi pa ako komportable pa-vaccine kids. So I think it's really just a combination of yun nga, bumaba yung resistensya, and unfortunately there's really a new strain going around, no? Na medyo nakakahawa.
That's true.
So law of averages, I guess.
Na kahit vaccinated ka, di ba kapatid, parang parang you still get it. So parang ano yung word of caution mo sa mga tao now?
Well, I will be the first to admit, don't let your guard down. I mean, we were in an outdoor youth camp. Truth be told, most of us were not wearing masks anymore. There were people in that group that were all vaccinated.
So masks pa rin.
So everybody was kind of relaxed and I guess complacent. So it's a harsh reminder that this thing is still out there.
Then talk about your symptoms, kapatid. Sabi mo nga meron may sakit ng katawan eh. So ano yung naramdaman mo? What do you have to do?
So my fever for the first 3 days was at 40 degrees.
Yeah.
Followed by a bad cough and a sore throat. Awan ng Diyos, wala na akong fever. The cough
and then talk about
nawawala na rin.
Talk about the thing that you went through, yung symptoms and the isolation. How did you do it this time? Remember the last time? Well, I know kapitbahay mo si Isa, no? So si Marilyn also got it, di ba? So paano yung arrangement nyo ngayon? Ngayon nagbabalik yung yung schooling, etc. and work.
This time around, buti na lang. Na COVID ako at saka yun, not my wife or my daughter. So we don't live in Manila anymore. We live in Subic. When I started feeling symptoms, I told my wife and kids to sleep in another room to isolate me. So yeah, it's nakakabuang siya, di ba? Kasi you can't really walk around.
Yeah.
The only thing I can be grateful for is may balcony yung kwarto ko, so at least I could step out and get some vitamin D. But that's it. Sinubukan ko pa nga magtrabaho for the first few days, pero pinagalitan ako ng boss ko.
No, but talk about your food. Paano? What do you eat, and who prepares it for you?
So this one was interesting. I actually lost my sense of taste.
Hindi na mawala yun kay Hans. Mawala na't lahat. May sense of taste.
No, I lost my sense of taste and my appetite as well. So the first few days, I was just, the usual. They will put a small table outside my bedroom door. Tapos pag ready na yung food, kakatukin na lang ako so I can open the door and get my own tray of food, diba? Tapos pag tas ka na, ilagay mo na lang dun ulit sa table. para malinis nila.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't really taste anything. I was chicken soup muna ako for the first few days. No matter
Okay.
what they gave me, I couldn't taste anything.
Oh my God. How about craving? Did you crave for anything? Wala ka naman malasahan, so anything filling na lang. So,
Yeah,
was there
actually,
supposed to be a diet for people with COVID?
no, wala naman. When we did teleconsult with doctors naman, wala namang dieta, but of course, they recommend that you put something in your stomach considering all the medication you're drinking. No?
That's true. That's true.
Pero because I also took a very powerful antibiotic for my cough na nakakasira ng tiyan.
Okay.
So medyo may konting weight loss na kasama tong COVID na to. Yun na lang yung blessing in disguise.
That's a good part of it. But Hanson, you have to take molnupiravir?
I was given the option, but I think I was too late. I think you're supposed to take that the minute you start experiencing your symptoms.
Yes.
I only really started kasi I have enough medication naman at home because my wife previously got COVID, my daughter previously got COVID. We have enough meds at home that when I started feeling the symptoms, I just started taking the medication. That we have at home. So by the time some doctors were offering na, I'll write you a prescription for mono, I was already on day 4, day 5. So sabi nila, you're too late. So I'm actually on the
But well, at least you were able to arrest the situation fast enough. Other reflections, Hans. During this time when you're in isolation, ang daming pumapasok sa isip mo. How best to deal with the isolation?
It's a combination of prayer. Hindi mawawala yun.
Yes,
I started and ended my day with prayer.
Yes.
Tempting as it might be to just binge watch, it wasn't good for my eyes din, and sumakit din yung ulo ko eh. So I started picking up, I started reopening all the books in my room.
Very good.
For that, at least malaking bagay yung able to write you a prescription and take a picture of it, and thankfully I have staff naman dito sa bahay na could go to the drugstore for me, So I think more than anything, resist the urge to think that alam mo na kung anong gagawin, resist the urge to just self-medicate.
That's
call as many medical professionals as you can. There's really nothing to be gained by keeping it to yourself or just keeping quiet. You should reach out, and it's good for people to know that you have you're sick because people are checking in on you. People are offering prayers for you. You need that. Diba? And mahirap yung isolation kasi
that's true.
Kung may mangyari sa'yo and you keep quiet about it, no one will know.
Yeah. No, that's a whole difference from the first time we got it. No, at least this time, we know what to do. No, kahit in isolation, parang at least you can reach out.
At saka tama ka, Noel, kasi when we first got it, parang everybody was treating it like a taboo. People were not
parang
coming
sumpa,
out.
Diba?
And even me, I remember when my wife got it the very first time in March 2020. Nung ni-report namin sa building admin namin, parang the treatment there pa was parang parang you're diseased. People were not very supportive. They were actually, it was fear. I understand naman na it was fear, no? But it was a very, very different response to what it is now. Ngayon, ngayon, praise God, everybody's willing to help each other. People were offering to send me medicine, food.
And willing to understand it more. So,
hello?
That's true. That's true.
Hello?
Ang layo mo lang. Dadalhan sana kita sa Salcedo. Wala ka na pala doon.
No, wala. I live in Subic already. So no, it's okay. It's thank you for the offer as usual with all our dear friends. I really appreciate the network.
No, yan. Okay. Yun. Dadalan sana kita sa Salcedo pero wala ka na pala doon.
Okay lang. Medyo malayo na ang Subic.
Oo nga eh. But help other people who want to understand the virus now. So, well, as your message, ano yung dapat parang ingatan pa rin, or at least people are aware of it now, and then really how to help people na meron ng virus na yan, because it might just parang reach to a lot more people now.
Well, like before, really do not let your guard down. I will be the first to admit that we let our guard down. 2 years after the pandemic, we were in an open air event. Everybody was people around us were vaccinated.
That's true.
Don't take it for granted. Of course, understand also that if you're exposed to the elements and your resistance is down, you become more susceptible to it, right?
That's true.
But once you start feeling the symptoms, I mean, don't wait, don't hesitate. I mean, I didn't even test myself on day one. I just assumed I had it already. Kasi yung 40 yung lagnat eh. Di ba? Parang, I think one thing that helps is don't be in denial if that's worth it. If that's worth advice na parang hindi mo kailangan ng test to let you know. And then, once I had it, we kind of assumed that the entire household was exposed, right? So even if they were all negative, we just assumed. And because we assumed, we limited our movements na rin out of responsibility to society. Parang,
that's true.
Diba? Hindi mo pwedeng sabihin, si daddy lang yung may COVID, ako okay lang. Hindi. Diba? You can still pass it on even if you don't get it yourself.
Ang galing kasi parang we adults will understand it, but how do we make the kids understand, or how differently do kids take it? Para lang doon sa mga taong may mga bata sa bahay. How do you explain it to them?
Yeah, the kids are also wondering bakit kailangan ako makulong, diba? I can't go out.
Yeah.
And you really have to tell them. For me, I guess we told them the truth, right? Daddy has COVID, Kuya has COVID, and because of that, we've been exposed. And we told them straight out, no, you might not have it, but you can pass it on to somebody else. So we have to be, again, the same messaging. We have to be responsible. That's what I told my daughter. Kasi she was wondering, diba? Parang dad, although my kids are homeschooled naman, so it's not an issue. But when she wanted to go to the neighbors, sabi ko, oh no, dear. You have to be responsible. You might contaminate them. You might bring it into their home.
Ang galing, no? Parang kahit na sabihin praning ka talaga, parang there's nothing like being really careful. So, yun. Do we treat it as a normal flu now, Hans, or talagang extra care pa rin?
No, I think, Noel, we should err on the side of caution. To many people, and even myself, I guess you can characterize it as a very, very bad flu. Right? Yeah. But then I don't have comorbidities. So to somebody with bronchial issues or asthma or
Yes.
pre-existing conditions, I don't think it will
Yes.
just be a bad flu. I think it will have a harder impact on. So, to your question, do we treat it like the normal flu? Yes, at the onset. But if you know that you have pre-existing conditions, get to a doctor immediately. Like a mono Lurabil, get a doctor to write your prescription, and
Yes.
if you have the means, by all, then buy it, get it, take it.
Yes. Yes.
I'm surprised how some people are still um, yung cost conscious, even if they don't have to be. Ayoko
Yeah.
naman maging
Yeah.
ayoko
Yes.
naman maging
Yes.
manhead, no? Cost being
Yes.
being
Yes.
conscious of cost is a very real thing. There are
That's
some people who did not have to be cost conscious, pero parang nahiya pumunta ng ospital na ayaw gumastos for medicine, kaya naman nilang bayaran, and that's a really really foolish thing to do.
just take it, di ba? Parang yun eh. Parang
Just take it.
surrender mo talaga.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Can you open your camera now? Last message, Hans. I want to see you. Kaya
Teka
ba?
lang, ha?
Yay.
Hello.
Yay. Nagda-drive ka. So, final message, my friend. I know you're driving.
Yeah. Well, to everyone out there, it's been 2 years. We're all tired. I think we all have COVID fatigue, but it's still out there. It's still very much out there. There's a new strain. I really don't know how it mutates this quickly, but take care of yourselves, protect yourselves. Don't take things for granted. Stock up on some of the basic meds that are not necessarily prescriptive, like zinc and vitamin C, and now if you're a believer in ivermectin, then stock up on that too. And if not, that's fine. Just keep a doctor on call that you can call immediately, and don't hesitate. Don't hesitate. Don't wait. The minute you start feeling the symptoms,
Yeah, it's true. So, thank you very much, my friend. Sabi ko, parang in the end, parang tayo magdadamayan. Yun, parang ang dami mo pang mission sa buhay. Sabi ko, in the end, ang dami pa natin kailangang intindihin siguro kaya hindi pa natatapos yung COVID. Parang ang dami pa nating dapat matutunan. Kaya it's not over yet. No? Not only as for ourselves, but as a nation, no? As a people, as a community.
Yes,
hindi pa yan tapos.
I mean, admittedly, we're all tired. We're all worn out with all the protocols. But now that I've had COVID myself, I can tell you, I would rather have been strict with myself on the protocols than what I just went through. Isabiro.
That's true. Salamat. O yan, deadline mo na. I promise to keep you off the hook, and ingat ka.
Thank you,
and
sir.
That's a grand
Take care,
final.
Noel.
Tayo pa rin yung magkakasama. Salamat, Hans. Thank you.
You take care, Noel. Bye.
Thank
God
you, my
bless.
friend. Bye-bye. So after Hans Montenegro, we have here Reed, dear friend, and someone I consider family. Chris Chu, who just went through that ordeal too. Hello, Chris. Kumusta ka?
Hi, kapatid Noel. Okay naman. Thankfully, recovering quite well. I had a very mild case naman. And all of us here at home also pretty mild. And we're all recovering. In fact, I think I've already fulfilled my 7 days of isolation and I can already leave.
Very good. Ganyan yung view eh. Kasi sinasabi ng mga doctors na yung iba, kahit mag-exit test daw sila, meron pang mga dead virus na sinasama kayo, nagpa-positive pa rin.
Yes, correct.
At least you're safe na. You're out of the woods na.
Well, we have to be practical about it din eh. Kasi if you're gonna do an RT-PCR test nga talaga, may madidetect. But it doesn't mean that you're infectious anymore, di ba? And, it cannot be locked in for the next 14 days every time you get it, diba? I mean, we have also other responsibilities, so... but sa antigen negative na ako sa antigen.
Okay, but what happened? Where did you get it? At ngayon, no? Parang lucky na rin that you didn't get it nung Delta. I got the Delta variant. So, ang mas nahirap at hindi pa alam ng mga tao how to deal with it. Now, at least you knew how to, no? So, saan man
Well, actually, the first time we got it, no. For the last 2.5 years, we were able, one of the few to actually avoid it, diba? I mean,
ikaw yung dumadamay sa amin.
Practically lahat na.
Yung mga, kung sino yung nagkaroon, siya yung nandun, constant. Pag pinagdasal ka ng Iglesia ni Cristo, wala na. Parang gagaling talaga, no? Pero when you got it finally, saan at saka ano yung reaction mo?
Actually, we were quite surprised kasi the first one who tested positive was my daughter, si Amanda, the 6-year-old daughter. My wife, felt her the night before. Parang warm ito. So when the next morning, parang she heard may konting gano'n si Amanda. So tinest siya ng antigen kit. We have so many test kits at home. Kasi medyo praning kami. We're frequently testing when we go out. We don't go out in any closed spaces. Parati naka-mask. We eat, outdoors, and then alcohol all the time. The usual, the works. No? I mean, sometimes too much, but so when Amanda tested positive, we were like, wow, after all this time, ngayon pa. And then, but we all kind of psych ourselves na, we're about to get it naman diba? And we just have to be prepared, make sure we're always, our immune system's up, we're well rested, we take vitamins, we're boosted, and vaccinated or boosted. So when Amanda tested positive, and then we traced back, we the number of days, kasi probably she's in her third day, or fourth day, but we traced back. There's a possibility talaga kasi she went out to the mall with her cousins, ganyan. So, after that, we were like, wala na ito. Lahat tayo nito for sure. Because
dahil si Amanda meron, parang ako, hindi mo naman i-isolate siya. Ako, i-risk mo ba yung pagkatatay mo? Alagaan mo talaga siya, di ba?
Isolate sa room niya. Actually, we tried. Kasi we wanted to protect also. Let's say, ako or si Kla or si Mari, may younger daughter na 4 years old. Kung ma-prevent pa, baka sakali, i-prevent na natin kasi hindi siya vaccinated. So we isolated Amanda in her own room for a day. But she was
Kaya ba ng bata?
Actually, she was very mature. Si Amanda very mature.
Really?
Nag-online class pa siya. She would get the food from outside the door. Dadalhin niya sa loob. She eat by herself and everything changed by herself. Very responsible kasi itong eldest ko. So, but the next day, parang pagising ko, sabi ko, parang ito na. May nangikiliti na sa throat. And then I did the antigen test. Ayun. I've done so many self-tests all my life. Negative. I see the one line lang sa and then this is the first time like, parang may faint, parang ito na nga. And I know it was probably true kasi nga Amanda had it. I was feeling unusual, parang tickle in my throat. No, usually morning ko, it's dry, but I'll take some warm water and then after wala na. But ito, persistent, parang makati, kiliti. So when I tested, true enough, meron na. And the day before kami ni Amanda, she was hugging and kissing and all that. Diba, we're very close, baby ko yun eh. So sabi ko, malamang nahawa na rin ako nito.
And the positive note there is that at least you can be with her, not totally.
Exactly. So when I tested positive, my wife and the other daughter, negative pa rin. So kami ni Amanda, pasok agad sa kwarto. We were quarantined for a day. Kami dalawa. Okay naman, bonding, masaya din. She was bored at times, but the next day, the other one started to get fever, and then the next is the class. So so eventually, nagmix na lang kami. We all have it. We just stick together. And then yung isang help namin dito sa bahay, siya na yung in-isolate namin. We kept kasi medyo may edad na we didn't want her to get infected. Kapag kung kaya pa. So we kept her away na. May mga procedures na kami sa bahay para hindi na siya mag-come into contact with the air that we breathe and the things that we touch. So
we would really want to know the best practices. So what can people parang copy dun sa sample niya sa case study ninyo na parang best practices na pwede mo ma-share?
Well, I think like what we did was to try to isolate muna the one who was known positive. Baka nga mas-safe pa yung iba na hindi pa nahawaan, di ba? Especially kung mas may edad na or sobrang bata na hindi pa vaccinated. But since we all found out na wala na nahawa na even despite the isolation. So all those who were positive, nagsama-sama na. Since they said naman, it cannot get worse naman pag once you have it na and then there's more viral load that you come into contact with. It won't naman daw make it worse. I'm not a doctor, but that's what the doctors tell me. So we said, okay, nagsama-sama na kami. And then what we did is we kept yung isang kasama namin sa bahay, kasambahay namin, si Ate Marga, and in the kitchen area and in their room, in her room, no? And then yun nga, she prepare the food na lang and then put it in
At kanya-kanyang utensils, may mark, di ba?
What ginawa namin, disposable na lang kami na paper plates.
Very good.
And utensils. Oo. And then sometimes yung mga serving bowls and stuff, yun na lang yung mga kailangan ihugas. No, but she would wear gloves, she would wear double mask, tapos enclose, and always disinfect na lang. And then kami na rin nagdadala sa isang area, yung mga pang-wash na. And then she'll take it in and wash it, diba? So wala nang masyadong contact with us as much as possible.
Is Ate Marga still okay now?
No, she's still okay. Oh,
and I think positive.
Hindi positive. Oh, and we live in a condo, a tiny condo, 100 square meters lang, 2-bedroom. So we'd also, I had a lot of air purifiers on. And then we would every so often we would open the window, syempre para hangin mag-circulate, disinfect the
vitamin
surfaces
D.
we use.
Nakakapaglakad ba kayo? The sun?
Wala, actually. Sa window lang. Kasi condo kami, may policy dito na if somebody's positive, or actually if you are positive and you're close contact, you're not allowed to leave. Actually, close contact pwede yata eh. It's more of the positive, you're not allowed to leave talaga until you fulfilled your isolation period and your test negative na. So we just stayed in the condo na lang. Vitamins, konting, you just move here and there, wala masyadong direct sunlight.
At bawal delivery. Bawal guests. Pwedeng delivery.
Guests wala guests. Deliveries pwede. Yeah. So the guards in the building would bring up the food deliveries, put it in our door. And if we need anything sent out, they're kind enough naman to be the one to pick it up and bring it down for the grabs to pick up or whatnot. Yeah.
Worst anong worst na symptom?
Fever. Fever. Actually, I had one day na really bad lang. Fever and sore throat. Okay. I was and a massive headache. Actually, it felt like when I got my Moderna vaccine. Actually, Moderna, I was 2 days out. Talagang bagsak ako. Chills also. I was having chills, and then the difference with this one is that I had sipon and sore throat. Yung sa vaccine is just basically fever, chills. Yung
mawawala agad.
So nawala agad, di ba, sa vaccine. Ito, 1 day lang naman. But after that, yun na lang, sipon na lang and konting phlegm and stuff like that.
Did you have to go through molnupiravir?
Sorry? No.
Did you have to get that medicine to arrest?
Remdesivir?
Or yung molnupiravir when onset ng symptoms, kukunin mo talaga 8 tablets or 8 capsules a day?
Hindi na. I just did a lot of Bactidol when I was having itchy throat, and then of course the vitamins with zinc, vitamin C with zinc, vitamin D, a lot of salabat and steam inhalation, yung mga cough medicines, paracetamol when needed.
Galing.
What else? I took but I don't know if the doctors will allow this. I took Lianhua. It's a Chinese. Before the vaccines came around, everybody was taking Lianhua, and they're saying it saved lives. But the experience ko, I felt it really made me feel better after I took it. I really felt stronger and I felt better when I would take Lianhua.
Any other lessons learned? Like kunyari, diet, food.
I think
with isolation.
I think a lot of it is your mental wellness you have to take care of. I think that's especially if you're panicking, you're worried, you're cooped up in a place. I think that could be.
Sino yung ganyan, Chris? Sino yung ganyan? Sikla o ikaw?
No comment. So we have to support each other.
That's true.
We have to support each other.
Mature yung dalawa. Pero talaga, intindihin mo na lang, di ba? Because you're
everybody's going through something new, anxiety dyan, and whatnot, di ba? So may paghihirap. So, extend your patience, di ba? Tulungan, support each other, intindihin mo na lang, and just try to do things that would ease or relieve the other person of whatever stress or things that they're going through.
And at least it came at a time when people knew now what to do with it. Kasi
Yes, that's
happened
important
earlier,
yun.
mahirap
Oo,
talaga.
totoo yun, totoo yun.
So,
And the support from people, our friends were sending food.
yeah
Kasi
nga.
nag-post ako I don't usually, tahimik lang ako usually, di ba? I don't usually announce
I
things.
wanna ask that. Kasi nung kami talaga, halos sasabihin na lang namin after ng ordeal kasi there was some stigma stuck to it, di ba?
Before, no?
Pero ngayon, parang looking back, parang ngayon yata parang mas nakikita mo yung community. That
Yes,
people
yes,
would like
yes.
to like, yeah, and you need that support group too, no?
Yeah, tsaka I don't mind I wanted to share also, no, para at least people would
That's true.
like this platform that you're doing, no, para
That's true.
people would know what to expect and kind of how to handle it and exchange information and get best practices nga.
true.
Kasi I think for me, if let's say a friend of mine or somebody I was with had got the virus and I was exposed, no, I'd appreciate it if the person had told me, di ba? Huwag yung mahihiya itatago and then suddenly, you're a high risk person pa tapos nahawa ka ng iba di ba? So the first thing we did was really told our friends that we were with the days before or family who could have possibly we have transmitted it to. Pero luckily wala naman, no. But I think yun na lang yung responsibility natin, no, at least to if we can quell the spread as much as possible, no, make them know para they can test, they can also take precaution.
Yes, it's not about us lang, di ba? Parang ako now, it's being selfless, no? Yun. Tapos Chris, ang sinasabi nga nila, hindi pa, yun yung thesis natin ngayon. Siguro kaya hindi pa tapos yung COVID kasi marami pa rin tayong kailangan matutunan about ourselves and about our being Filipinos and our community, di ba? Dealing with the community. So, what are iba pang mga na pwede nating matutunan na hindi ba dapat baliwalain na, di ba? Ako talaga parang don't put your guard down. Parang wag. Ano pa? Yun na
Definitely. I think don't put your guard down. But if you do contract it by any chance, don't panic. Don't be embarrassed. Kalma lang. And then don't be embarrassed. Be responsible. If there are other people who need to know, let them know. And then I think what came out of this experience also is the kindness of other people who knew. No, like I said, friends and family, they were sending us food. Malaking tulong yun. Kasi syempre, we were isolating from the kitchen. We didn't want yung health namin to be near us. Tapos we didn't want it to work too much also. So para hindi na siya parating luto every meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner, ang dami namin. So the food na dumarating, malaking tulong yun. Yung pinapadala. And then it's packed now, we eat and then dispose. And then yung kindness na yun, concern ng tao. How are you now? How are you feeling? Is everything okay? Some people
praying for you, di ba?
People praying. I think it teaches us that spirit of love and kindness towards others, not always myself or thinking about ourselves. So ayun, and then the time kasi nangyari yung birthday ko So
that makes it so difficult.
Yung peak pa birthday ko. So ang daming messages, no, and kasi I also kind of announced it on my IG stories nga lang and actually I was surprised. I got so many messages on my IG stories. Apparently marami pa lang nag-review ng stories ko. Like stories lang.
Oo naman. And ako naman, we greet you even before those posts. Pero ang sabi ko, para mataon talaga na birthday mo, na para it's so humbling na tipong instead of, it made you celebrate your life even better, no? Na hindi kailangan talaga na lavish. Di ba? Parang back to basic ka, sabi ng Diyos.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, what I wanted naman for my birthday was just to be with the family, diba? Kasi before all this, things were opening up. There's so many events and things going on, meetings and stuff, diba? So I've been going out a lot. Sabi ko, I've been busy and I want to, spend time with the family. Tayo lang. So we actually planned a trip somewhere in the Philippines that weekend, birthday weekend.
But you've been traveling. I've been traveling.
I've been traveling.
Like track you.
But I've been traveling.
But it seems like mas safe nga yun. Kasi ako, yung attitude ko naman, some people have forgotten living. And then they get it, di ba? Compare it to those people na lived life but got it, at least, di ba, nabuhay pa rin sila.
Exactly.
Yun,
and then, that's what another learning then here, siguro, na you're bound to get it, di ba? And, but you still have to, life has to go on. Kasi, what this thing is causing is a lot of fear and worry nga, di ba? That people just hide in and then stay home. They get more irritable. They get more, miserable. But some naman, understand kasi kasama nila mga matatanda, super seniors or compromised, immunocompromised kids. But some are just really, praning and they cannot live life na. So I think yun nga, that's also another important thing to realize that life must go on still. Ingat lang. I've been traveling so many places. Hindi ako natamaan naman.
Wala naman,
Ingat
di
lang
ba?
Yeah. You wear double mask when you're in enclosed spaces. You don't touch things too much. You don't stay too near people. You stay in open air as much as possible. You're fine. Until now, di ba? So, and I think another good thing is na hindi ko na kailangan mag-booster kasi, nagkaroon na ako ng antibodies.
Natural immunity.
May antibodies now. So parang, then I can defer. Because that was also my dilemma. First, should I get a booster pa or, just wait it out or what? So now, nangyari ito. I treat it like a natural booster. So I have some antibodies na, di ba?
But at least when I see you next week, I can hug you and clap. Oy, okay.
Yeah, that's why hindi na.
We're survivors.
Malakas na loob ko. Definitely.
Nakakit tayo. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, nice lessons learned. Well, last na siguro, yung FIBA Cup. Well, ano yung stand mo dyan? Nangyari, natapos ka ng yung ng isolation. Tapos yun naman yung news. Parang, how can you do better?
Asia Cup, this recent one. Yeah. The one against Japan, the last game against Japan.
Heartbreaking, Chris.
First of all, I didn't expect too much because of the lack of preparation.
That's true.
The lack of preparation. I mean, to build a formidable team, you can't just form it weeks or months in advance. It takes years. It takes a program talaga. And I feel for the players because they want to win, diba? And when you're there, when you're representing the country, you want to make your country proud, and then you come home empty-handed or knowing that your countrymen are disappointed. Masakit yun Mabigat. Hindi ako nakakatulog for weeks, and in pagkaisip ng mga ganun. When we lose, especially for the Philippines, pag pro okay lang, pero pag for the country, iba So I'm sure the players, even the coaches, feel bad about it, diba? But of course, we know that the Philippines can do much better, and that's what we all wish for, diba?
So and then support them, no? Parang support them when they're training. Di ba? Parang ngayon, ganun parang the loneliest part is really the training. Support them not only when they win, di ba?
Correct. Win or lose, support tayo, di ba? You cannot win all games. Iran, China, who are always, 1 and 2 in Asia, natalo din sila today to Lebanon and Jordan or kahapon, di ba? Upsets din yun. But that's sports, But I think important is that, mag-unify ang stakeholders ng Philippine basketball so that we can form the best team and have the best program. Importante yung program talaga, and it somebody's gotta give in. Everybody's gotta give something, diba? And sana lang sana yun yung wish and dream ko talaga, because we have the talent. We have
best players. Yeah, that's true.
We have the talent. We have the and important yung passion for basketball. And nandiyan na yun natural. Hindi mo na kailangan pilitin. You love and you work hard and play basketball. And then nandun na yung love So that nandun na diba? And you have the support of the fans. So it's just a matter of putting it together, and sticking.
Parang bansa din yan
And sticking to the plan, sticking to the program. Hindi pwede yung may plano ka and then change course here and there, and then you're back to zero, diba? There's so much resources and time and everybody's effort that's got to waste when you're already pag ganun na So, dun lang yung medyo nakaka-frustrate, but
do you see yourself doing policy making eventually? Like, kunyari, parang ako, you saw Bongku being appointed sa PSC, no? Parang I see you doing that.
I want to help in my own way, but being there also, parang politics din yan and that's not, I'm not cut out for that So you think sports is sports, but there's also
tapos na barangay captain Chris Chu lang, parang ganon. You don't expect like some other major position, probably, or leadership position in sports.
I don't think so.
Or Chris, si Manny Pacquiao aired his retirement last year. And then sabi niya ngayon, parang for a special game, gagawin niya for charity. Do you see that? Can you see that happening to you?
For charity, for fun, yes, but competitively, no. I don't think I have the mindset now to switch to that mode of get back in
That's
shape,
true.
compete, and because of everything that
That's true.
I'm doing right now, all my other
I want to see the girl
priorities.
there. Is that Cla there?
Who are
Oh, no,
you?
no, your
This is
kid.
the little one.
Hello, hello.
Come here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
Say hi, say hi, say hi.
Yeah, hello. Are
Yes,
you well
Amanda.
already? Are you well already? Are you okay na?
Tito Noel.
Hello.
We're recording live.
Are you okay already? You were the one who disturbed Daddy when he was playing To Love Again. or friend of mine. Yeah. He was playing the piano and you were the one who but it was cute. So yeah, take care of Daddy and take care of Mommy too. How's Clan now? Is she okay?
She's okay na. Yeah, Mama's okay na.
Yes. So we're ready to meet in Baguio. So okay, like Manny Pacquiao, you announce your retirement, but then you can. So like Manny Pacquiao, you announce your retirement, okay ka for mga charity games. And going
charity,
back to
katuwaan lang, pero yung competitive na kasi, hindi naman ganun kabilis bumalik din, di ba? And you really need the will and the heart to do it. Right now, my heart is, somewhere else. I have other passion projects that I'm doing, and then also with the family.
I'm supportive of all those. Basta pinupost ko palagi. I have all the countries already. Yung top
thank you.
support them.
But soon I'll tell you what I'm doing next time. Mas interesting to. It's really for
I'll see you in Baguio and talk about it. So aside from that, yun nga, leadership positions, no, none.
So sports, if they ask me to help, I don't mind helping kung kaya ko, I helped out sa SEA Games when we hosted here 2019, right before the pandemic, leadership in sports, I don't know. No plans. But it's not always what we want. Sometimes it's what God wants of us.
Also, no, I've always wanted you to host a quiz show. I told you.
Ako rin eh. I want a quiz show eh.
And then I'll talk about it in Baguio because I want to run a sample or parang a peg here in radyo-katipunan para sabi ko fact or fake. Parang the best way to counter, di ba, fake news or fake the revision in history can be that, or even data, di ba? So baka nga, it might be time to do that. Iba lang, parang maiba lang.
Go at the game show, yeah.
Yeah,
something educational, something we can give back to the people, di ba?
That's very you. But thank you very much for this time. I really wanted to call yung learnings kasi yun eh. People should learn from the best practices and really nakita mo kung kailangan naman ng tao nandyan para dumamay. Yun.
That's correct. So, that's correct. Malaking bagay yun, yung support and concern, even just asking how you are, diba? I think it goes a long way. People you haven't heard from long time.
Yes.
This person still cares about me, remembers me, or diba? It's good. And then connect kayo, bigla nag-chat kayo a little bit. Kasi remember your isolation, sometimes you're,
lungkot, di ba?
Down,
Totoo yun. No, but yun nga, at least bumabalik sa'yo kasi when I was in isolation, isa si Chris sa mga naunang nangumusta. Yun, it matters a lot. Well, to people, nung kumustahin mo, tapos may sakit siya, or may dinadamdam na ganyan. So,
yeah.
But I hope less and less people will be experiencing that. But sabi nga, in the next 3 weeks, and we have our friends. Alam mo na na dumadami kung yung malalapit mo na.
Exactly.
Pamilya na eh. So,
dami na.
So final words. Any message to our listeners and viewers here? It's here to stay, no? Parang gano'n. Eventually,
negative,
COVID,
be positive.
That's true. Tsaka, we have to live with it na now. I think, no? Parang you will have it. Kahit careful ka, magkakaroon. Pero sabi mo nga, be calm, be collected, be kind.
and keep your body prepared to deal with it if ever, diba? By wag kang magpuyat masyado, don't drink too much, make sure you exercise regularly, you have your vitamins, you eat healthy, and that wala kang mga preconditions, doon naman usually nagkaka-complication kung may mga preconditions ng
You're saying that now kasi tinutupad mo naman 'yon. Alam ko may ikaw yung nagsabi sa akin na lost sleep is lost sleep. So talagang ganoon pa rin. Oo. Parang yun. So natutunan mo ulit yan.
Yeah, definitely. So it reminds us to have a healthy, balanced life pa rin para in case you catch it nga, we can fend it off, diba? And then and our bodies will be stronger na kasi may na tayo, may antibodies na tayo, diba?
Na-prepare.
Of course, if you have comorbidities, ibang usapan yun. But still, it's still a challenge to to get better and to be more healthy.
That's true. So, after this, ito naman, tapos na yung mga kaedad ko. We'll have the seniors. Si Tita Boots Antonro will tell her story. Well, the whole family is hero. She has to test positive pa. Yun naman sa GMA. You have to test negative pa bago ka mag-taping. Alam ko may taping siya na postpone kasi yun nga, nag-positive pa rin siya kahit tapos na yung 7 days. At kahit parang feeling ko nasa 14th na nga siya at this point. So parang yun kukumusay natin siya. And Dr. Jonas Rosario, PGH.
But does she have any symptoms?
Meron. At mahirap pag senior citizen. Tapos na siya kasi wala siyang comorbidity. Pero yung husband niya, si Tito King Rodrigo, siya naman yung medyo may comorbidity ko. So medyo mas mabagal. Mas mabagal yung.
True. I'm not sure
your parents are okay.
Okay naman sila. Yeah.
Okay. Never had it.
IATF guidelines are for that kasi at least for our age group and those who are double vaccinated and boosted pag 7 days and then wala ka ng symptoms, okay ka na
That's
so you should be okay but the RT-PCR test will most likely detect it pa rin.
Yes, kaya nga yung mga policies will have to be reviewed then.
Kailangan mabilis tayo mag-adapt din sa mga policies natin. Yeah, my parents are okay naman, thankfully.
Thank you. But you still have friends who are, we can't name them unless
madami.
Magsabi, di ba, na kilala. So we just have to reach out to them. Ayun. Magkakaroon din naman tayo kahit gano'n tayo kaingat, pero mag-ingat na rin lang.
Ingat pa rin, yeah. Yep.
Maraming salamat and I'll see you in Baguio.
Okay, I'll see you, kapatid.
Ingat ka, ha? Can we talk about your game show? I hope you're having a game show. At least we talked about it here first. Sana matuloy na yan. So,
thanks, kapatid.
We'll see you. Salamat, Chris.
Ingat. Bye.
Wala Tita Boots Antonro and Dr. Jonas Rosario.
Hey, Katipuneros, don't change that dial because we'll be coming right back. Radyo Katipunan is now online. See our live feed on facebook.com/radyo-katipunan. Check out our Instagram and our Twitter at Radyo Katipunan and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Radyo Katipunan FM for more exclusive content. Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. The voice of the Blue Eagle, Radyo Katipunan 87.9.
Hello, Tita Boots, ang aking ina ng laging saklolo. How are you now? I just wanted to know your situation. I know you're over the number of days required, but we're here to learn from everyone's experience. We talked to Hans Montenegro and other people, but kayo po kumusta, Tita Boots?
Eto, to start with, hello sa inyong lahat sa Radyo Katipunan. Ito ang COVID look.
Ang ganda naman. Ang ganda naman ng COVID look. How are you now? How are you now, Tita Boots?
Okay, I'm having my final nasal swab test ngayong tanghali with the GMA Regal for a taping tomorrow na 2 beses nang napopostpone because of the COVID. So I hope I'll test negative na para matuloy na yung taping na yon. And si Tito King naman, as of nung 15th, positive din. Pareho kaming positive. So, yeah, but we were advised by epidemiologists na after 10 days pala ng quarantine and the COVID experience, kahit positive pa ang reading, hindi na daw kasing contagious. So, we're hoping we can bank on that.
Tita Boots, backtrack lang ng konti. How did you get it? Let us understand. Kasi parang yung mga tao so lack ano pa pwedeng makuha?
Okay.
Tita Boots.
Nung July 3, we had a family dinner. We had a family dinner hosted by my son-in-law.
Just go on, Tita Boots.
Nung July 3, we had a family dinner. Mga anak ko, yung kapatid ko, 2 kapatid ko, mga apo, for the 29th wedding anniversary of my daughter, Chiki Roa, who is married to Congressman Robbie Puno. Okay. So, the usual beso-beso, blah, blah, blah. That was Sunday, July 3. July 4 ng madaling araw, nag-text si Congressman Robbie ng positive. Okay. So, all of us were exposed to him. By July 5, meron na kami lahat symptoms. July 6, nag-positive na ako. Si Tito King, July 7, nag-positive na rin. Yung mga pamilya nila, Congressman Puno, lahat sila nag-positive na rin. Yung kapatid ko, nag-positive na rin. And then, anak ni Tito King, si Robbie Rodrigo and family, nag-positive din except for the 2 younger sons. So, binibiro nga namin si Congressman Puno, yung buong barangay, natangay mo. So anyway, so we consulted, of course, Dr. Simonet Sawit, Dr. Aragon, yung mga doktor namin. They gave us medications, molnupiravir, kung ano-anong mga medications, and then of course we had to quarantine. So kaming dalawa ni Tito King, dito lang kami sa loob ng kwarto. Yung mga kasama namin sa bahay, nasa kabilang ibayo sila ng bahay. So gano'n. Anyway, by July 13, after the medication, following protocols, quarantine, by July 13, nag-negative na ako.
Okay.
And si Tito King, that same day, nag-positive pa rin. So medyo in a quandary kami, no? So noong 17, nag-test kami sa GMA Regal. 16 pala, sorry. Nag-test ako sa GMA Regal for our taping the next day. Nag-test ako ng positive. So na-postpone yung So hanggang ngayon, as far as we know, positive pa rin kami ni Tito King. So we will find out later today, this noon, kung ano na ba ang estado namin. Whether we are always positive in attitude, pero sana sa attitude na lang. Oo.
Yes.
Na negative naman, ano. So we'll find out later. Oo.
But tita, what are your symptoms po?
Regular flu symptoms.
Aha.
Sakit ng ulo, sipon, ubo, sakit ng katawan, pananakit ng katawan. Pareho kaming ganong symptoms ni Tito King. Ako, after a few days nga, nawala na lahat yun. Pero siya, hanggang ngayon, meron pa ring ubo. Kaya kahapon, nag-home service na lang kami ng x-ray, mobile x-ray, at saka yung labs, yung diagnostics niya. Pinakuha na lang namin dito sa bahay. Kasi si Tito King, COPD siya, at saka meron siyang diabetes because he's diabetic. Ako swerte, God is wala ako nung mga comorbidities na yon. That's why I healed very fast. And yung malaise, yung weakness, etc. ay happily wala ako noon.
Yeah. Tita Boots, how about learnings now? Ano yung pwede mong ma-share na learning sa mga tao? Like during your isolation, what did you do?
Okay. Para sa amin ni Tito King, blessing in disguise siguro yan na we had to be isolated, we had to be quarantined, and the beautiful thing is we were isolated and quarantined together. So, nagbanding kami ng todo-todo in COVID. Sabi nga namin, talaga naman itong ating marriage vows, di ba? For better or for worse, in sickness and in pain, sa COVID at ginhawa. Okay.
Ang ganda. So pwede na natin isulat yung libro nyo siguro. You can write a book while you're there in COVID, Tita Boots.
Yeah, oo. Pwede rin, but I didn't consider it me time lang eh. Siyempre, we shared the time that we had.
True.
So,
True.
marami kami na pagkwentuhan, nag-reminisce, nagbasa ng Biblia, nagbasa ng kani-kanyang librong gusto namin. Nakapanood kami ng mga Bible stories on YouTube and Netflix. Pakinig kami kila Bishop Socrates, Father Dave, Father Tito Kaluwag, Cardinal Tagle. We were of course able to attend daily mass kay Father Kaluwag on TV, and we were able to si King nag-work from home pa for his office. He was Zooming. I did some work from home. Work also. So fully utilized talaga yung from July 6, no? Hanggang ngayon, fully utilized talaga in a manner of speaking. Hindi kami nagkaroon ng oras para mag-self-pity, maawa sa sarili, nakawawa naman kami. Of course, we miss our loved ones, but there's always the Zoom and the Messenger and the Viber.
Yes. How about food, Tita Boots? Ano yung pwede mong advice na food intake? Ano yung nakatulong sa inyo?
Oo. Siyempre, ang regular advice ng mga doktor, take plenty of liquids.
Yes.
Increase your vitamin C dosage. Juices, fruits especially.
Yes.
Fruits especially. And si Tito King being a diabetic, meron siyang food restrictions na hindi niya sinunod.
Pero kayo rin, Tita Boots, meron kayong binagoongan. Meron tayong binagoongan na masarap.
Sabi ko nga kay Betchay Nakpil, itong pinadala mong binagoongan sa lahat sa aming miyembro ng selection committee ng Metro Manila Film Fest. Napakasarap. Pero parang madali kaming pampabata kasi mamamatay kami lahat dito sa cholesterol.
No? Pati COVID, matatakot.
But anyway, so talking about diet pa rin, ako I have no problems. Lumakas nga ang kain ko nitong COVID period namin. Pero si Tito King, because maybe of his comorbidities, siya yung mas madaling mapagod, siya yung medyo hindi masyadong magana kumain. So, kailangan tutulak mo para kumain kasi hindi naman pwedeng inumin yung ibang gamot katulad ng antibiotics, no?
Yes.
Yun ang laman ang tiyan. Oo.
That's
But
true.
overall, he's fine. He's fine. Ayun, nagzo-zoom na sa TV uli ngayon.
Okay. Did you have to take molnupiravir, Tita Boots?
Yes. Yes. Nung nag-positive kami pareho, yun ang unang-unang prescribe sa amin ng doktor namin.
Yes. Yes.
We had 8 tablets a day, each of us,
Yes.
for 5 days.
But that you have to flash it out with a lot of liquids, di ba?
Yes.
Tama yun. Yes. So it's that. Tita Boots, other things that you have to remind people about the situation now. It's really not back to normal, no?
In the sense na yun nga, nababasa natin yung mga reports na tumataas ang numbers, no, ng mga nagkakaroon ng COVID. And then we get reports also na bagamat hindi kasing tindi o milder itong variant na ito, mas madali daw makahawa. So I guess it's best to still stick to the COVID protocols, face mask, avoid crowded areas,
That's true.
wash your hands regularly, and take preventive measures. Pag nakaramdam ng konting problema, paracetamol siguro agad, consult your doctor if you can. And most importantly, kung hindi pa ho kayo nabubooster, pa-booster na kayo. Kami ni King, we had our booster last June 21. So instead of malungkot na, instead of sabihin namin na ano ba ito, may booster na kami, ba't pa kami na COVID? The blessing there, I think, was kung hindi siguro kami boosted, hindi itong naging COVID situation namin.
Yun nga, Tita Boots. And while you're still there, sabi nga namin, baka kaya hindi pa tapos yung COVID, marami pa tayong kailangan matutunan. We have to learn a lot more things about it as individuals and as a people, no?
That's true. Kaya nakakatuwang marinig na ang DOH naman in cooperation with the government, the leaders of the government, talagang sinusuri nilang maigi kung yung mga policies na mga patakaran noon na ginawad ng dating IATF during the last administration ay applicable pa ngayon. Baka kailangan magkaroon ng adjustment. So that's good news that there are studies being made kung kailangan ng adjustment to the present situation.
Tita Boots, just stay there. We have here, he will always be for me the most reliable voice of the PGH, the Philippine General Hospital, ang pedja-cardio ng bayan, si Dr. Jonas Del Rosario. Dr. Jonas, kumusta po kayo?
Ay, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Thank you for inviting me. Well, nako, ito na naman tayo. No? We're talking about COVID.
Yes, and we have Tita Boots Anson Roa Rodrigo who still has it pero yon on the way to recovery, Doc. From the last time, From the last time we talked,
Dr. Jonas.
Good morning.
From the last time we talked about it 2 years ago, how different is it now?
Well, alam niyo po yung PGH, we're a COVID referral center, and for the past, I would say, for the past 6 months, after the Omicron surge ng January, tahimik na po ang PGH. We used to take care of about 300 patients, more or less, during the height of the pandemic, and we were so happy that the numbers really dwindled down to a point na we only had 1 ward for COVID. We were taking care of about less than 30 patients, 20 to 25 na lang yan. And because of that, we were able now to open the doors of PGH to the non-COVID patients who, for the longest time, have been relegated at they really got affected, no? So, but now clearly there is a new variant that is coming in, still Omicron, pero just like what was mentioned by quite easily transmissible, no? Madaling makahawa, no? Just like the previous Omicron variant. In fact, talagang the transmissibility is probably even worse than the initial Omicron variant. And the only good thing about it is again, the symptoms are pretty mild, no? Mostly affecting the upper respiratory tract. Kaya po ang mga manifestations and usually yung sinisipon, sore throat seems to be a very prominent symptom, na makating lalamunan, masakit nga, yung iba daw, hirap lumunok, may konting lagnat, inuubo, headaches, body aches. Typical of like a flu, no? Which is sometimes a little bit confusing to many because it is the flu season now and tag-ulan na rin. So yung mga ibang tao po, hindi nila minsan naiisip na baka COVID dahil nako, simpleng ubot-sipon lang to, no? And that's where the danger is right now because maraming may ubot-sipon at yung mga Pinoy naman dati, yung ubot-sipon parang binabaliwala lang naman yan dahil most of the time naman we do recover. But I think now that it's quite clear worldwide that the COVID numbers are getting higher, although the hospitalization is not that bad. We really have to go back to the basics, just like what was mentioned. Masking po, talagang, alam ko po, sawang-sawa na tayong mag-mask. At in fact, yung iba ay natanggal na yon at na-realize ang sarap na walang mask. Pero we have to go back to wearing masks right now. Kailangan nating maging praning, avoid crowded places, hand washing, and very important, just like what was mentioned, was the vaccination. No? People say, kahit naman na booster ka o nabakunahan ka, ay nagkaka-COVID ka. No? Yes, that's true because this new variant has this immune escape characteristic. Parang kung naiiwasan niya yung ating immunity. And so, but the thing about what we have noticed in PGH, most of our sicker patients are really unvaccinated and or partially vaccinated po. Many of them are not boosted. And so really may effect po yung mga na-booster, no? Which means ito po mga mga kababayan natin na nagkaka-COVID, maramang na mild, ay either they had their full, nakakuha sila ng 2 doses and many of them also had their booster. Talagang na-modify yung severity, nagiging mild, no? So we have to be happy with that. At least it prevented severe disease and even dying, no? Yan naman talaga ang primary goal ng vaccine from the very beginning, is to prevent hospitalization, prevent getting severely ill or even really avoiding death, no? So that alone is already something that we have to be grateful for, na may bakuna. Tandaan mo, 2 years ago talaga wala tayo niyan wala tayong panlaban So ngayon meron po and we have to take advantage of the booster. We have to take advantage of the booster, and usually po when you take the booster shot, syempre that will boost your immunity. It usually it will work right away, but it's gonna be optimal at least about 2 weeks after, no? Kasi parang magbi-build up ulit, no? So yan po, very important. I think we have to live with the virus now. I think the days of locking down is out of the question because we have an economy to think about, livelihood matters. But having said that, we really have to play our part, parang be a responsible person. Ang una po naming sinasabi sa aming mga empleyado sa PGH, kapag ikaw ay may nararamdaman na mabigat ang katawan, parang hindi na kagaya ng dati, kahit wala ka pang lagnat, medyo nangangatila lamunan, may konting sipon, i-assume mo na lang muna na baka COVID ito. So the most responsible thing to do is to isolate yourself. Meaning, hindi ka pa natetest, hindi mo alam, no? Bumukod ka na kung pwede. At magmask ka na rin para hindi mo na mahawa yung household mo. Lalo na if you're living with someone with comorbidity. Kasi mabilis nga kumalat hindi ba? So Iwasan mo ng makahawa. And then now there are available rapid antigen test kits. A thing about that is minsan po, you might be testing yourself early. Kunyari, ni rapid antigen mo yung sarili mo, negative ka. Pero meron ka pa ring symptoms, and in fact, your symptoms are getting worse. You have to test again yourself sa rapid antigen. So it's not kunyari day 1 negative. Tapos ganun pa rin, lalo bumibigat ang pakiramdam mo. Baka sa day 3 mag-swab ka ulit at naka-isolate ka pa rin, hindi porket negative ka pero may symptoms ka, sasabihin mo ay hindi to COVID, no? Kasi minsan may false negative po, depende sa job or the timing. Some will go for an RT-PCR, which is a little bit more sensitive, but of course, cost is an issue, and sometimes labas para pumunta sa center. At least rapid antigen po. Kung wala ka talagang pan-test at hindi mo rin kaya talagang magpunta, assume mo na lang na may sakit, isolate mo ang symptoms.
That's true.
May nararamdaman, hindi na muna ako makikihalubilo, hindi ako makipag-meeting, di ba? Kasi po, napansin po namin minsan sa iba po naming mga empleyado, hindi naman denial, pero para bang hindi nila naiisip na baka ito ay makahawa sila. Kaya papasok pa na 1 o 2 araw, ayun po, na-expose na rin nila yung iba.
That's true. Tita Boots, as someone who had it, do you have any questions kay Doc Jonas? Doc Jonas is the pinaka-reliable because he lost his parents to COVID at the height of the pandemic.
Wow. I'm so sorry to hear about the loss of your parents, Dr. Jonas. Salamat dun sa mga insights ninyo. Marami akong natutunan. Hindi ko po alam kung napakinggan ninyo yung sharing namin ni Attorney Rodrigo tungkol sa aming joint COVID experience the past 10 days, 12 days.
How are you po? Are you getting much better?
Well, sa ngayon po, we still tested positive as of July 16.
No. When did you start? When was the onset po ng symptoms nyo?
But we're under medical care naman. Dr. Simonette Sawit is our doctor.
Okay. Yeah, si Dr. Sawit. I know her po.
Dr. Aragon is taking care of whatever kidney implications at saka diabetes implications meron. So if we listen to our bodies and if we listen to our doctors, I think we are on the final throes of COVID. Magkakaroon na po kami ng test mamayang tanghali from yung registered nurse po at health officer ng GMA 7 Regal ay pupunta po dito kasi dapat may taping ako bukas. Dalawang weeks na pong na-postpone yun because of my COVID. But I guess kung mag-negative na ako, itutuloy na nila and we will not be risking the health of the other members of the staff and the cast. Si Attorney Rodrigo naman is working from home by Zoom, so okay na.
So not an issue.
Infinitely better except for his cold. His cough.
Has it been 10 days na po ba from the time of the onset of symptoms?
Nung na-expose kami, July 3.
Okay.
Nung nag-positive kami, July 6 and 7 respectively. I'm sorry, nung nag-negative ako, July 6, si King nag-positive ng July 7 hanggang ngayon. Hindi pa rin, positive pa rin po a week after nung kinuha namin. Ako naman nag-positive nung July 16 after being negative nung July 13. So either baka mali yung kuha ko.
But I just want to say something about po sa mga positive and negative tests na yan. No? So there was a time po from when we never really understood what COVID was when the criteria for saying you are fully recovered and not infectious is a negative test, no? To a point na nung yung mga pasyente po na nasa ospital, RT-PCR, isa-swab ka. Tapos pag kailangan nga 2 consecutive positive, ay negative eh. So pag swab, minsan negative, iuulitin, the next day ulit positive na naman. So maghihintay na naman, no? Eventually po, what was learned was the reason why people are sometimes still testing positive even though they are fully recovered is because of these dead viral particles, no? The test is so sensitive na kahit patay na yung virus, the viral fragments or these particles will still register as a positive test. Kasi hindi naman sinasabi nung testing kung live virus ba yan o hindi. Basta may viral particle dyan. So eventually, what we have learned and what the experts have decided, pati yung IATF, that the recovery or the period of non-infectiousness will be based on the time. No, it's a time-based recovery na. So binibilang po dyan yung onset of symptoms at sa ngayon nga po, ang ginawa, may iba pang category kung ikaw ay fully vaccinated/boosted. Ang minimum po is 7 days from the onset of the symptoms. Okay? You are at wala ka na. Kumbaga po, you count 7 days from the onset of the symptoms and dapat 24 hours fever-free at improving ka na talaga, no? Wala na halos symptoms. Then you're fully recovered. And when you say fully recovered, you're not contagious anymore. Now, kaya po, don't be too worried sometimes na minsan naku, yung rapid antigen ko may konting guhit pa. Ay, yung RT-PCR ko nag-positive pa. More importantly really is what you are feeling and how many days are you from day 0. Day 0 po is the onset of symptoms.
Very good.
Okay. So normally po, nung panahon na wala pa mga vaccination at booster, kapag mild ka lang naman, 2 weeks fully recovered ka na. Pero nung nagkaroon po ng vaccination at booster, 7 days lang, fully, recovered ka na. Now, I understand where the company is coming from, and this is also the policy sometimes of other companies. It's their prerogative. They really wanted a negative test just for everybody's peace of mind. Yes. Di ba po? Kasi parang siyempre, naku, positive pa yung huli ko. Siyempre, yung iba naman mangingilag sa inyo. Paano naman kayo makapag-taping ng maayos kung ang feeling mo sa sarili mo, naku, baka mahawa ko pa sila. So, it's usually for the peace of mind. But scientifically, kayo po ay hindi na nakakahawa. No?
Wow, that's so encouraging.
Just to give you na wag po kayo mag-alala. Na marami pong minsan nagpa-positive and yet wala na yung kanilang, hindi na yan contagious po.
How encouraging. Thank you.
So hopefully yung test nyo today will be negative na.
Thank you, Noel. Napakalaking tulong yung mga pinahayag sa atin ni Dr. Jonas. Ano?
Yeah, Tita Boots. Because now, parang people are kind of lax. Kaya medyo kailangan parang at least alam natin kung ano yung laban-laban natin. So, we will ask last na lang kay Doc Jonas kasi nandiyan yung ready mind niya. Ano pa yung last pointers? Kasi parang it seems like it's far from over, no? Parang Doc Jonas, parang paano pa tayo mas magiging handa? Or sabi nga kalma lang pero dapat may caution. How else can we face this new surge? Do we have a surge already, Dr. Jonas?
Yes, we do have a surge. It's not being felt or not as dramatic as we are seeing it because the hospitals are not yet get overwhelmed. No, but it's getting there. The numbers are high. We don't know the exact numbers because a lot of people are not testing or they're not doing the formal RT-PCR. They are doing the rapid antigen test at home. So I would say that kung ano man the numbers that are being reported publicly, probably you can even multiply it by 10. No, that's probably the real numbers. Yeah. No? Now, having said that, the pointers that gusto ko lang pong ulitin, una, uso po ang flu pero uso rin po ang COVID ngayon and they have pretty much the same symptoms. So if you're not going to be tested you just first assume you have COVID and you really have to isolate yourself. Talaga pong bumukod kayo kung kaya. Alam ko may mga ilang sitwasyon na mahirap gawin ito. Hanap po tayo na paraan at mag-mask po lahat ng nasa bahay. Kung may kasama kayo sa bahay na iniubo, sipon, lumayo po kayo at bumukod kayo. Huwag kayong sabay kumain. Bawal pong kumain na magkakasabay dahil doon po sa pagkain ng sabay-sabay, nagsasalita yung mga tao. Hindi naman naka-cover yung mouth. Siyempre, kumakain tayo doon po, minsan nagkakahawahan. Ganun din po sa mga offices, no? Avoid congregating together. Yung mga mini pocket meetings, avoid that already. The offices now should go back to ano ba tawag doon? Online meetings. Yung hindi muna tayo face-to-face. If you can get away with just like what Ma'am Boots was saying, yung ano muna, video conferencing, kung ganyan muna, work from home if possible. I think the employees have to be staggered again to limit the number of people inside an enclosed space. Try to open the windows. The usual, no, ventilation is very important. And lastly, we couldn't...
Dok, paano yun? Paano yun pala yung pagbabalik? Dok, paano yung pagbabalik ng classes ulit? Yung pagbabalik ng classes.
Oo nga, medyo challenge yan. I think probably DOH and the Department of Education have to sit down and see. Maybe we might have to recalibrate and delay a little bit, no, on the resumption of face-to-face. Lalo na kung tumataas talaga yung number. Kasi highly transmissible yung Omicron variant na lumadating sa atin ngayon. So baka lang we might have to rethink, no? Kasi nung na-implement naman yan, hindi naman natin naisip na biglang may dadating na ganitong variant na naman, no? So I will leave it up with the Department of Education and Health what will be a good compromise without really totally abandoning the face-to-face, no? But it's very important. I think that's a concern that has to be raised. Yun. Tapos sa offices po, yun nga, kung at least if we have control, try to limit the meetings. You know, alam mo sa amin sa UP College of Medicine and even PGH in the different departments, we basically canceled our face-to-face meeting for na. May mga plano ang mga strategic planning, merong mga conferences na face-to-face. We went back muna sa virtual, no? We were being told that the surge will be about a month, no? We might be reaching our peak in the next couple of weeks. So umaga baka lang let's just extend it a little bit dahil ito na yung papataas, parang let's just do our share para hindi naman masyadong, we can flatten the curve just like what we said, hindi masyadong kumalat. More people getting infected gives the virus more chances of mutating. So more people getting the virus will basically allow the Omicron to survive into a more transmissible form, if you want to put it that way. So yun lang po. Let's discipline ourselves. Gawin natin yung alam na naman natin lahat yan. Magpabakuna po, magpabakuna, and then avoid transmitting, no? Wag kang sinasabi namin, wag ka sanang mahawa, pero lalong-lalo na wag kang manghawa. No? So, ayan.
Thank you, Tita Boots, Anson Roa Rodrigo, and Dr. Jonas Del Rosario for that very insightful exchange. Sorry, my signal is really fluctuating here at where I am. But we're lucky at this point to have messages from people, very special people, so dear to us, who have taken the initiative again to restart for that effect, Bayanihan e-Consulta. So we have the executive director of Angat Buhay, Rafi Magno, who's a former Atenean also, to give us an update as to their efforts in getting volunteers since they've activated Bayanihan e-Consulta again because of the impending surge of the COVID crisis.
So with the rising COVID cases now, Bayanihan e-Consulta is back.
Yes.
Okay. And achievement, di ba kapatid? How many hours and how many volunteers?
In 20 minutes, meron na tayong 1,100 volunteers na nag-sign up sa Bayanihan e-Consulta. So tomorrow, I guess ang start ng ating training for the volunteers. And hopefully by Monday, ang target natin is on Monday, we'll be able to start e-Consulta sa ating Facebook platform. Same Facebook platform pa rin yung gagamitin natin.
So you see the demand, no?
Yes, mataas yung demand. Actually, nung sinabi sa amin 2 days ago na kailangan mag-prepare na nga dahil may surge, di ba? Nararamdaman yung surge. Pinulong natin agad lahat ng mga volunteers. And after 2 days, we're able to set up the platform already. Tapos magsa-start na tayo on Monday.
And it's bridging the gap, no?
Bridging the gap, yeah. We're here to really help yung ating health sector, no, para matugunan yung mga pangangailangan ng mga outpatient na COVID patients natin.
Because the infrastructure is there.
Yeah, yes.
And were you surprised that the volunteers are still there?
Very surprised. Very surprised. Kasi grabe,
hindi sila nawawala.
Hindi sila nawawala. And yung energy at yung passion andun pa rin talaga. Alam natin na yung trabaho sa Bayanihan e-Consulta, hindi siya madaling volunteer work, di ba? But they're there to help, to extend their hands, no, para makatulong sa maraming mga Pilipino.
At naghahanap lang talaga ng venue to help.
Yes.
To lend their support.
Yes.
So, ano masasabi mo sa kababayan natin about COVID now? Yeah, well, kasi yun nga, parang it's on the rise.
Yes,
mag-iingat. It's very real.
Yes, mag-iingat pa rin, no? At palaging isipin na ingatan yung mga kapwa natin Pilipino, no? More than yung pag-aalaga sa ating sarili, alagaan din natin yung mga kapitbahay natin, mga kasama natin sa bahay, mga magulang natin, mga kaibigan, no? Para maging healthy yung buong bansa natin.
Totoo yun. Parang sabi nga, parang sa radyo-katipunan sinasabi, parang hindi pa siguro tapos yung COVID kasi marami pa tayong leksyon na dapat matutunan. Not only as an individual, but as a nation, ng bansa. So maraming salamat sa ayun na Angat Buhay.
Maraming salamat po.
Salamat.
Okay, thank you very much, Rafi. At this point, we're really so honored to be given such parang such a privilege to have a message or parang akumustahan with our dear attorney Lenny Herona Lobredo. So she has a message on the impending surge sa ating COVID situation, and also, well, quite an update, no? As to what's happening in her life now. So this is now Citizen Lenny Robredo.
For Angat Buhay, na in charge naman ng Bayanihan e-Consulta.
Yes.
So, ano yung reminder mo na lang sa mga tao ngayon na parang it seems like may surge na papunta doon?
Actually, tinapos sana namin yung Bayanihan e-Consulta when we were leaving the office of the Vice President already. Dahil syempre, mas magiging mahirap na kasi wala ng bahay. Pero because of the surge, kailangan maghanap kami ng paraan. Lagi sinasabi, di ba, na huwag tanungin kung mahirap, tanungin kung kailangan. So this is one of those times na kailangan talaga. Pero ang sobrang blessing. Dahil last night, nag-post kami for volunteers and in less than 20 minutes, 1,100 volunteers yung nag-sign up. Na in-indicate namin, kailangan namin about 100 lang. So gusto sabihin, because a lot of volunteers signed up, gusto sabihin, we will be able to expand Bayanihan e-Consulta. Meron ding mga nagdo-donate. Wala kaming sariling pondo. Pero maraming mga tao coming forward, donating their resources. Tapos tinatanong namin sila na pwede bang gamitin namin ito for COVID care kits, and they are so okay about it. So, if at all, sobrang proud ako. Hindi sa programa, pero sobrang proud ako sa mga Pilipino na despite the difficult times, laging handa na to give so much of themselves for the country.
And they're just waiting for parang
naghihintay lang.
Venue na
Yes.
makatulong sila. So,
In fact, itong Bayanihan e-Consulta is just one of those. Mas meron tayong mga local initiatives like yung remedial centers for kids na hindi pa nakakabasa. Asa din tayo dito sa tutors. And hindi talaga mahirap maghanap ng volunteers. So yan ang biggest blessing ng Angat Buhay.
tapos ma'am, sinasabi nila, kaya hindi pa siguro tapos yung pandemya kasi marami pa tayong kailangan matutunan bilang sa sarili natin at bilang mga Pilipino. So what is there pa to learn from this ongoing pandemic?
Ako marami kasi siguro naka-exacerbate yung elections. Kasi yung elections parang we were pitted against each other. So itong mga difficulties na ito, sa akin ang mensahe nito na magkakaiba man tayo ng pinanggalingan, magkakaiba man tayo ng mga paniniwala. Merong mas malaking power na nag-unite sa atin lahat. And din nag-unite na sa atin lahat yung pagmamahal sa kapwa. And itong mga difficult times, ito yung nag-uudyok sa atin to realize the more important things. Nakita ko to during the pandemic na there were just so many people willing to give their all para lang makasalba. Para makasalba ng isang buhay. Yung coming together, hindi lang yung volunteers for Bayanihan e-Consulta, pero may nagbigay sa amin ng ambulansya. Kaya ngayon may sarili tayong ambulansya. Halimbawa, yung mga security people assigned to me, sila yung mga nade-deliver ng mga oxygen tanks sa mga pasyente. So, ang pinaka-lesson talaga na kung kaya lang natin is-set aside yung differences natin and magtulong-tulungan tayo, ang daming kahirapan na pwede natin malampasan.
Ang galing. Ma'am, thank you.
Salamat.
And when people are asking, how are you? Kumusta kayo?
I'm very good. Sobrang busy pa din. Nag-promise ako sa kanila, Noel, na I will do Facebook Live more often. Pero hindi ko nagagawa kasi syempre doble trabaho kami ngayon. Kasi wala na akong luxury ng sobrang daming staff.
That's true.
So marami akong ginagawa na ako mismo gumagawa. Drive ko sarili ko. At may driver naman paminsan-minsan. Pero drive ko sarili ko, sumasagot ng mga sariling emails. Marami pa din invitations. In fact, kanina lang na umaga, nandun kami sa Brothers of Charity sa Caritas Manila.
And then we'll see you in Ateneo.
We'll see you in Ateneo. Actually, sobrang dami sobrang grabe ng graduation invitations na ang pinaka-heartbreaking lang yung conflict in schedule. So, yung nanonood po na mga nanonood na nag-regrets kami, pasensya na talaga. Wala po kaming hinihindian. Ang parati lang talagang dahilan, may kasabay.
At schedule.
Sana mas maraming oras in a day para mas marami tayong magawa. Pero even then, sobrang salamat sa lahat na tumutulong.
Okay, so that's it. We're very, very fortunate and we're very special. We feel very special here at Radio Katipunan for that very exclusive message from our dear Attorney Lenny Robredo. So tune in next week again as we continue to level up. Next week, we're having the Cinemalaya 18 people, no? From the main competition, the opening film, and a very controversial closing film, a closing documentary. So, nabalitaan nyo na ho siguro that next year, CCP, almost the entire year, 2023, magsasara for renovation. So, i-enjoy na po natin ang Cinemalaya as we can. Cinemalaya 18, na magsisimula po sa August 5. So, papangunahan na natin lahat as the first Noel and we'll be first here sa Radyo Katipunan at sa Level Up. We'll have the people of Cinemalaya 18 here on Level Up next week. So, let's continue leveling up and continue being, careful, vigilant, responsible, and caring and kind for each other. So, kita-kita po tayo next week. Dito lang po sa Level Up sa Radyo Katipunan.
Mga Katipuneros, it's time to level up. Your talk variety program showcasing the best in media and other fields. As we feature the most loved personalities and the best practices of what we truly refer to as Magis. Together with multi-awarded multimedia guru Mr. Noel Ferrer, let's all level up every Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. here on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.